So I saw Transformers Rise of the Beast movie, which is actually incredible. So it actually has the Autobots return along with the new villains, the Terracons. So the Autobots team up with the new Transformers called the Maximals. And it was actually incredible as well because we get to see the veterans of the Transformer movies, Peter Cullen, John DiMaggio, and David Soborlo, along with the new human cast with Anthony Ramos and Dominique Fishback. So here is the review of the movie. So the movie begins on a planet in space, home to the Maximals, which of course the advanced race of Transformers who actually became robots, but they actually taking the form of the animals, which of course actually based off the jungle animals of Earth, just like how in every animal kingdom of known animals. But they've been attacked by Unicron, a dark god who eats planets, by which their helms, which of course the Terracons, led by Scourge, knowing of how he is ruthless, was actually voiced by Peter Dingler, who's actually on Avengers Infinity War, as he actually will get their master the greatest piece of technology that the animals have, which is of course the warp gate key, which opens the portal through time and space. The same portal reference of the Transformers Dark of the Moon movie back in 2011, which it would be awesome if they actually made it much more movie-like than using like pillars. But their leader, Aplin, have decided to sacrifice himself for the other Maximals to escape the planet before Unicron has eaten it. So now, under the command of Optimus Primal, the new leader of the Maximals, actually voiced by Rob Perlin, the Hellboy himself. So now they've made it to Earth, which fast forward to 1994 in Brooklyn, which events takes place after the Bumblebee movie, by which, of course, we see ex-military electronics expert Nolan Diaz, who's actually played by Anthony Ramos, who actually played Uznami in the 2021 musical movie In the Heights, which is actually amazing as well, who actually tried to find a job to support his family, which of course his mother, Brenda Diaz, played by Luna Farias, and his brother, Chris Diaz, which of course he knew that he's trying to provide for his family after his father probably left or killed in that order. But now he actually seek a way to find money so his family can live. But he was convinced by his friend Reek, who's actually played by Toby Neil Kill, which convinced him to steal a Porsche to actually sell, knowing how the car is actually an Autobot whose name Mirage, which of course voiced by Pete Davidson, who was actually in the Suicide Squad as Blackguard, and recently in Fast 10. Now actually take Nolan to actually go towards the highway on a high-speed chase, which of course escaping the police, which of course we knew how he introduced Nolan to the Autobots, who actually convinced him to join them. And of course, we see Optimus Prime, voiced by Peter Cullen, who is still awesome as Optimus Prime. RC, the motorcycle, who is also voiced Linsa, Curvy, Kushi, a YouTuber who will be in Ruby Gilman, Teenage Kraken, and Bumblebee, who still isn't talking using radio, which is still amazing since he doesn't talk. So Nolan met the Autobots, and they actually allow him to join their mission, knowing to retrieve the key so they can return to Cybertron, which is their home planet. Around the same time, we actually see Eileen Wallace, who's actually played by Dominique Fishback, which she is also studying in the museum as an intern, who actually learned about this statue with the falcon bearing the Maximal symbol. So, of course, she broke it open to actually show the half of the warp gate key that was hidden inside, releasing the power that actually detected by Prime earlier. So now, drawn to the signature, the Terracons are now arrive on Earth, which Elia have now caught up into the chaos. So now the Terracons attacking the Autobots outside the museum, that which we knew how Scourge has now killed Bumblebee and steal the half of the key, by which Aerosur, the Maximal, who was actually voiced by Michelle Yeoh, who actually won Best Actress in Everything Everywhere All at Once, which also won Best Film at the Oscars, which, by the way, congratulations, which we knew how she told the Autobots about the Maximals hiding on Earth for thousands of years. And they split the key into two parts so it cannot reach Unicron's hands to make sure it stays safe. So now, Optimus, now aware of the danger, and despite of how it happened, they need to have the key reassembled. So now, they needed to get home. But we can tell how Nolan worried about the danger and his family and the world is in trouble, knowing how Unicron is on his way. So he has decided to destroy the key to keep it safe, make the planet safe. But Elena has decided to allow her studies to reduce that the second half of the key is located in a hidden temple in Peru. So the group heads over towards the country, knowing of how they're going to meet up with Real Jack, an Autobot who's actually disguised as a vintage fan, Chris, who's actually voiced by Crystal Fernandez, and with their carrier plane, who's actually named Styrosphere, which of course they inside the country that led them to the temple, by which only to discover that the half of the key is not there anymore. Thus, the Terracons is now attacking again, this time on the road and where Erisur has now been corrupted by the Unicron's dark energy. So now we knew how they needed help. So eventually they met up with the Maximals, which led by Optimus Primal, who is voiced by, which they actually met the humans who actually say that they're looking for the key, knowing how Mirage came to the rescue, which he gave Nolan a hand blaster as well. But he's also been attacked by Shidor, who's actually voiced by Togachi Chrysilla, and Wheeljack is actually been attacked by Rhinox, a Rhino and Cheetah Maximal, which RC came with their guns, which Optimus arrived, knowing how they actually knew that they cannot actually don't want to fight. But however, we knew that they wanted to save them. But we can actually tell that the Maximals have actually gave the second half entrusted to the human tribe, which they worked with for years, knowing of how Scourge corruption overtakes Erisor and made her mad. So now, of course, Primal is forced to kill her after she has actually taken Elena and now saving her. By which Nolan tried to destroy the second half of the key, but it was stolen by Scourge instead, who assembled both halves of the key and now allowing Unicron to arrive after opening the portal, knowing of how their motivation have actually led them to the point of to the fact that they have let their pride get the best of them. So Prime and Nolan decided to work together to defeat the Terracons and save the Earth, which the Autobots and the Maximals fight together to defeat the Terracons along with the Predacons, which of course, knowing how they sneak in, knowing Alea to steal the warp key, the trans warp key to deactivate it with the access code that Elena uncovered. So now we see how Mirage during the battle where we see the epic battle of the Transformers fighting together, which the Predacons with the Scorpions robots fight together, and the Maximals transform into their Transformer mode. But during the battle, Mirage was gravely injured by Scourge, so he transformed his body into an exosuit for Nolan so they can actually fight together. Plus, it actually looks badass when he actually fights. So the energy activated by the key that was actually sending the dormant Enertron deposit from beyond the valley, which fused into Bumblebee's body with the energy and bring him back to life. So his revival is now turning the tides of the battle, which of course he's now fighting with the Autobots again. This time he met the Maximals again, which of course we can tell how he actually is confused. But in the final battle we see Scourge and Prime battle, but he kills Scourge. But the final the fight that wound up destroying the key command console, meaning that they cannot shut it down. Which, knowing that Prime realized what he's done, so he decided to sacrifice himself to destroy the key and collapse the planet, meaning that he will end up being pulled into the vortex. But Nolan and Primal save him in time, which of course they save him and save the Earth once and for all. In which the aftermath, Alina was received a recommendation for discovering the temple in Peru. So he got she got a reward of her discovery. Then Nolan attended an interview for a security job and knowing of how the pay was good. But he was actually invited to join a secret organization, G.I. Joe, which it could have led to the fact that he could join the G.I. Joe movie, in which they both say goodbye to each other. But on the mid-credit scene, we see Nolan manage to repair Mirage as he welcomed back as his friend, which Nolan is happy to see his friend return again. So, I really love this movie, which is actually incredible. Plus, the old G Transformers with the new G Transformers is actually incredible as well. Plus, we finally get to see the Maximals make their movie debut as well, along with the Terracons and the Predacons. Also, with the new human cast, which of course Anthony Lamos is actually incredible with his exosuit armor, which he isn't Shia LaBeouf and Mark Wahlberg, but he is amazing as well, along with Dominique Fishback, which we see how the new humans join with the Transformers. As I am so excited to see how it's actually incredible, which is 66% of Rotten Tomatoes, which we finally knew how incredible this movie really is. So I cannot wait to see what else is going to happen if they have a new Transformers movie along with the movies that's going to come out this summer as well. So like this video, subscribe for more, and comment what you think about the movie review. You guys can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and my Facebook page and Twitch. Until then, this is Anime God Runner here saying signing out. Laters and be safe.